Ah yes, finding a place to stay in Istanbul. Easy, right? Well, not really. It's an experience that will test your budget, your will to live, and your ability to read between the lines of suspiciously enthusiastic Airbnb and Booking.com descriptions. You're about to enter the architectural labyrinth of centuries-old charm, unpredictable plumbing, and enough Booking.com tabs to crash your browser. It will be an emotional roller coaster powered by Wi-Fi, wishful thinking, and Booking.com's suggestion that only one room left at this property. Yeah, sure. Just open Booking.com, type in Istanbul, and voila, you're hit with 3,427 results, each promising a breathtaking view, unbeatable location, and breakfast included, which usually means bread, olives, and a mild disappointment. At first, it's fun. You browse wide-eyed at listings with names like Ottoman Dream Hotel and Sultan's Secret Garden Studio. You imagine sipping tea on a terrace with sweeping Bosphorus views. You feel cultured. You feel optimistic. You feel ready. And then you realize that Bosphorus view is only visible if you lean out the window, squint, and tilt your head at a 47-degree angle between two air conditioners. First of all, let's talk about accommodation categories, shall we? There's the budget hotel in the heart of the city. A bold claim. What they mean is you'll be in a windowless room the size of a broom closet. It's functional, it's cheap, it comes with a suspiciously identical breakfast across every property. Cucumber, tomato, bread, and that one slice of cheese you're legally obligated to eat or offend Turkish hospitality. Then there's the boutique hotel industrial complex trademark. You know the type, slick photos, bold fonts, black and white filtered lobby shots. The boutique part means they've crammed some antique furniture into a building that used to be a bakery and now charges €150 a night because the light bulbs are vintage Edison. If it says historic charm, read creaky floors and a spiral staircase that'll ruin your relationship with your suitcase forever. Now enter Airbnb land, where the listings sound like short stories. Sun-drenched nest with Galata Tower whispering through the window. These places come with some quirks, like a toilet that faces diagonally into the kitchen. But hey, you'll have character. You'll feel local. You'll also Google how to fix a boiler in Turkish by day 3. Now, let's talk neighborhoods again, because Istanbul is basically 39 districts trying to convince you that they're the best, while also gaslighting you into believing that uphill walks build character. Let's begin with Sultanahmet, the historical heart of Istanbul. It is for the history nerds and first-timers, home to the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, and about 739 hotels, all describing themselves as boutique. Booking.com listings here will woo you with phrases like Ottoman charm, historical ambiance, and tasteful decor, which loosely translates to carpets on every surface and a chandelier that's seen things. Booking.com will say stunning historic building, and you'll say, is that mold? Yes it is. Historic mold. Now, if you're looking for a local experience, Beyoğlu is your jam. Think cobblestone streets, crumbling grandeur, and rooftop bars where you can drink overpriced cocktails while watching cats fight for dominance on the next roof over. Booking.com reviews will say things like lively neighborhood, which is code for don't expect to sleep until the street musicians stop playing their third encore at 2:17 a.m. And then there's Taksim. Booking.com will show you glossy pics of pristine lobbies. What they don't show you is the nightclub downstairs, the 3 broken elevators, or the questionable lighting that makes you feel like you're being interrogated in 1997. But hey, at least it's close to public transport, right? If you're really trying to live like a local, there's always Üsküdar or Kadıköy on the Asian side, which sounds like you're really going far, but it's just a ferry ride away. A scenic one, if you ignore the aggressive seagulls, of course. Accommodation here is often cheaper, more relaxed, And here you'll find hip cafes, vintage stores, and Airbnb listings that say things like Bohemian Studio, which means there's no door, but there's a dream catcher. The Airbnb scene here is heavy with minimalist lofts, artist flats, and quirky studios that mostly mean mismatched furniture, an espresso machine, and absolutely zero elevator access. It's cool, it's local, and Booking.com will have fewer options here, which is a blessing in disguise. Now, pro tip, if the listing says short walk to ferry, remember that short is subjective and may involve a vertical incline resembling Everest. Still, it's cool, comfortable, and your neighbors are probably musicians or cats. And we must pay homage to the hostel scene, where every dorm bed comes with a free pair of questionable flip-flops and a chance to bond with someone named, Jakob from Berlin, who's been backpacking for 14 months and now considers himself spiritually Turkish. There's a rooftop, of course, there's always a rooftop, and you will end up drinking Efes with strangers while debating whether Atatürk would have liked Instagram. Then there's the thrill of the review section. You go scroll past the 10 out of 10s, probably written by the owner's cousin, and the 1 out of 10s, the ones like, the towels weren't fluffy enough. The real gems are the 7.2s. Great location, weird smell, love the cat, perfect. But whatever you do, make sure to read the reviews. But not the 5-star ones, perfect, best stay ever, Ahmed is king. But the 3-star reviews. That's the sweet spot for passive-aggressive honesty. That's where you'll find the real insights. Pay attention to how many reviews each star rating has and how recently they were posted. Also, never overlook the overall review score, especially when it comes to cleanliness. Now, jokes aside, if you apply a bit of common sense, finding suitable accommodation isn't difficult. For example, go to Booking.com, select your dates, set your per night budget, and apply any room preferences you may have. I always set a review score filter of 9.0 and above. I never go below that. With those filters, you'll likely end up with 200 to 300 options, but scrolling through them is part of the fun, right? In the end, you'll survive. Maybe your shower will be located next to the bed. Maybe the elevator hasn't worked since, 1994. Maybe your quiet street comes alive every night with spontaneous street karaoke. If it does, join in. And no matter where you book, whether it's a budget guest house with 10 locks on the door or a 5-star palace with pillow menus, you'll end up with the same things. A kettle you don't use, a TV with exactly one working channel, probably Turkish soap operas, and a house cat that may or may not be part of the staff. As for me, I chose a hotel in Fatih, without breakfast, but within walking distance of Sultan Ahmed Square and the Grand Bazaar. I just needed a place to brush my teeth, shower, and sleep. My friend and I usually left the hotel around 8:30 or 9 a.m. and didn't return until 11 or 12 at night. The hotel is called Alessia Old City. I'll leave you the details in the description. But hey, it's Istanbul. Loud, messy, magnificent. Because the real show is outside your window. It's the morning view of seagulls gliding over domes, the sound of fairy horns. It's about sipping tea on a wobbly balcony, hearing the call to prayer echo over 7 hills, and watching history unfold outside of your window as the city wakes up wild and wonderful as ever.